Hello, hello. Welcome to Tapping Tuesday. I'm Amanda, and for the next hour, we are going to do EFT together. If this is your first time, welcome. If it is not your first time, welcome back. I will go into a brief explanation of what we do, and then we're just going to get right into it. So EFT stands for Emotional Freedom Techniques. If you've heard of tapping, then, or seeing anything like this, that's what this is. It is a set of techniques that are meant to assist you in alleviating stress, overwhelm. It can really be effective in addressing trauma. Oh my gosh, the word just flew out of my head, phobias, as well as bringing you into a state of, oh my gosh, you guys, this is probably going to be a theme. I'm losing words. Peak performance. There it is. So it's effective for a lot of different things having to do with basically how you relate to yourself and how you can view your perspective of your world. It works in conjunction with the subconscious brain. It's a very simple procedure to actively do it, but oh my gosh, all the things that happen are so cool, and I could totally nerd out about them. But we're here for you to experience it today, not for you to listen to how it works. I want you to feel how it works. So that's why we do this every single week. If you are curious about all of the science and the facts and the clinical trials and studies, you can find those on our YouTube channel, which is EFT Universe. We have hundreds of videos that you can watch there. If you would like to participate today, there are, basically one way that you can do that, and that's we have a live chat. If you are uncomfortable with putting what you would like to tap on out on the internet, that's just too vulnerable, or you're protecting yourself in some way by remaining anonymous, you can always email me, and it won't be an immediate response. I will address it the following week, but then I can bring it out to our community anonymously. Words today. And my email is at the top of the chat. It is, I will speak it out loud as well. It is amanda@eftuniverse.com. What else was I going to say? Oh, as far as what you could put in the chat to tap on, if you're uncertain, it can be anything that you feel is currently in your way. It can be something that is bothering you that you want to get out of your life. It could be something that you desire, that you want in your life that you don't currently have. Anything that invites an emotion that is too big for you or that you wish you could have more of. And it doesn't have to be like the biggest thing, absolutely we can tap on really big trauma. But it can also be something like a pet peeve. You don't have to start with like the biggest thing, especially if it feels too big. Everything helps. Every single bit that you strengthen your bond with your subconscious brain and train that muscle of communication is going to bring you a positive outcome. All right. I don't have any emails. At least if you email me today, I'm sorry. Other than like very first thing this morning, we are in open enrollment mode. So where we are getting ready to get our new enrollees for our certification program. We're getting all of our webinars and everything all put together. So it's a really exciting time of year at EFT Universe and really full of activities. So I check my emails less times throughout the day. So if I didn't get to something you sent me today, I'm sorry, but I will have it for next week. So I will read the comments and say hi, and then we'll get right into tapping. And I still have an external monitor, so that's what I'm looking off to the side too. Hello, Zarina. I'm excited that you're here. Hi, Joan. I'm glad you're here too. Hi, Cindy. Howdy, Maria. I grew up in Oklahoma, so howdy is very familiar to me. Word salad. I feel like it's more like, word confetti, that I'm just throwing it up in the air and I'm like, oh, what's coming down? What am I going to catch? See, would love to less sensitive to wireless radiation. Okay. We can definitely tap on physical ailments today for sure. Joan, dealing with gossip and negativity. I appreciate you bringing that up because gossip, I don't think is something specifically that we've tapped on before, but oh my goodness, that can have so many different roots in feeling vulnerable, feeling attacked, feeling singled out, feeling out of control of your environment, feeling lonely. So I'm curious to know what about the gossip and negativity is, and you don't have to share, but if you can be a little bit more specific or give a few more details, just so I know the reason you're asking for it. But I think that's a great suggestion. We haven't done that yet. Hello, Lissy. Hi, John. Marie, hi, Cindy's name. Making name connections here. Hi, Tanya. I'm glad that you're here. I've been more word salady today too, which is unnerving as I'm giving a presentation later this week. Well, good that it's happening today and not on that day. But I understand what you mean because it can feel frustrating to have that feel like it's a barrier of communication, right? And that's something that I would say I tap on fairly often because I have a couple of different diagnoses that my mouth can really get in the way of my communication. And sometimes I have a hard time with that. So tapping on um, even just the fact that words are such a small percentage of what we communicate. And I don't remember what the number is, but I know it's like less than 15%. I want to say it's less than 10% of the way we come across in what we're attempting to say to our nonverbal communication is so much higher and intention and all of that. So if you would like to tap on something to do with communication, I think that could be great too. Zarina, rumors and dishonesty can add in as well, especially with political stress. Yes, there is a lot of political stress all over the world. I know in the United States, we are coming up on an election, but I know there's a lot of political unrest elsewhere as well. And Lissy, may I kindly ask you to bring how to take the path of least resistance to our true self? Okay, focusing on that without paying attention to other distractions. Lissy, I want to clarify that just 1 second, and we'll ground in. I know I'm kind of getting ahead of myself. I promise we're still going to ground and get present in the moment. Are you asking for, Lissy, the path of least resistance to your true self to fix yourself? Do you feel like you need to get there to become something? Like, do you feel like, oh, well, I need that because, like, what is that because? Because that perspective in and of itself can be a big barrier for being able to feel like you're arriving and receiving that part of yourself is a sort of spiritual perfectionism. It can be very sneaky. Oh, perfectionism is so sneaky. So let me know if you don't mind clarifying that. If you do, don't worry, you don't have to answer, but that would be my question to clarify on that. Okay, let's go ahead and take a moment and get grounded. So go ahead and feel into your body right now. I feel like my body's really asking for a deep breath. So I'm going to take a breath. You're welcome to join me. Oh, that feels so much better. Okay, and breathe normally. And just feel into your body to see if you're comfortable with where you are right now. If your arms maybe need like a pillow in your lap, something to just rest your arms on, or to lean forward and put your elbows on, prop yourself up, or lean back, maybe into a chair, or lay down on the ground if you can. Cross your legs, uncross your legs, pop some knuckles. Not that I'm advocating that, but if you're asking for it, maybe rotating some joints, whatever your body seems to be asking for comfort. Allow yourself to offer that to the best of your ability at this time. And let's take another breath. And today for grounding, we've done something similar to this, and let me know how you feel about this, because this is definitely utilizing the sensory um, stimulation of touch, which can feel good. It can feel a range of things. So let me know how it feels to you, to determine if we try this again. So go ahead and just feel inside of your body and just see how present you are, and get that number, a percentage between 0% present, you're just not there at all, and 100% present, meaning I feel like every bit of me is aware and in this moment. Just get that number. Mine's actually pretty high right now. I would say I'm like at 83. It always ends in a 3 with me. I don't know why. I can't give you that answer, but I accept it. Okay. Now I want you to see the palms of your hands and this inside space of your fingers being like magnets. And they're gentle magnets. They're loving magnets. They're magnets of positive energy, magnets of safety, magnets of healing, magnets of a gentle invitation that can be turned down if there's a part of you that's invited to be present that wants to say no thanks. Okay. So we're going to see our hands as these magnets of an invitation to return, to be present in the body, and then feel into your body where you feel you are less present. And it doesn't have to make sense. Like, I feel like I'm a little bit absent in my throat right now, which kind of makes sense with the word issues I'm having. So I'm going to take my magnets of invitation, and I'm just going to kind of apply it and just say, yeah, I want to be more present in my body right here. I invite my energy to return to this space. And you don't have to rub, you can hold and just gently touch. There's no like squeezing or tightness that you need to apply. And just touch. Say, I would like to return to this part of my body for right now. It's safe for me to return to this part of my body for right now, for this moment, for this tapping session. It's okay. It's okay for me to be present. I can be present in my belly. I can be present in my back. Maybe a little more present in my hips. And I can connect the presence that's in my knees to my heart. And I can connect the presence that's in my ankles to my forehead. And I can allow the presence that's in my body to flow and connect and listen to each other and be present as one person, as one body. And let's go ahead and take a breath. It was a little bit shorter, but let me know how that worked for you. Go ahead and just take another assessment. How present are you now in your body? And I'm present about 94% now. So it worked for me. I'll take it. All right, let's move on. So to start tapping for today, let me double check. Let's see. Okay, curiosity. Thank you for your percentage. I'm curious if that one up for you. Next time, no worries. Okay. Outside distractions. All right, so Lizzie, I think what you're asking me or saying is that maybe you'll clarify more next time. If you want to send me an email, that's absolutely, let's go about whatever path is most comfortable for you, and we'll still get a wonderful session today. Thank you for your update. Zarina 74 still climbing. That's awesome. All righty. I am scrolling back up. Let's go to oh my goodness. Oh my goodness. My mouse is doing funny things. Let's just tap on negative energy, because I know, Zarina, you said rumors and dishonesty. Um, but let's go more broad and change the words to fit for yourself. So I will choose a very broad topic for tapping. And if it is applicable in your life in a more specific sense, please give yourself permission and empowerment to substitute those words. So when I tap, I may say negative energy. I want you to say the toxic people at my workplace, or my brother that I have to see next week, or whatever it is that is more specific to your life, that your brain can go, oh, that negative thing, because that is going to bring more direct results for you and your brain. Negative energy, and trying to think of how I want to directly approach that. I am going to use, I want to feel empowered despite negative energy, but I don't, but I struggle with it. I'll switch those words out. Let's do that. Okay. Let's start tapping. As I consider the negative energy that is affecting me in my life right now, and how I would really like to feel stronger and empowered over it, but I'm not sure that I do. I deeply and completely accept myself anyway. Even though right now, as I consider the problem of this negative energy in my life, and I don't feel confident in my ability to be bigger or stronger or impermeable to it, I still choose to deeply and completely accept myself anyway. Even though right now I worry that the effects of this negative energy that's in my life may be stronger than my positive intentions, I still choose to deeply and completely accept myself. This negative energy, this negative energy in my life, this negative influence in my space, this negative energy in the way of what I am trying to do, this negative energy directly opposing me, even though what I want is best. It's okay that I'm worried about this. It's okay that I'm concerned. Negative energy is strong. It does have an impact. It is reactive. And it is reactive to me. And sometimes I can release it easier. And sometimes it's really, it hits deep. And it's harder. It's harder to adapt on the go as things are happening in that moment. It's harder to come up with a strategy to support myself and others so that this negative energy isn't what's most remembered. All of my concerns about negative energy are real. And it's okay for me to acknowledge that. Oh no. Oh no, 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 no. I've acknowledged it. And now that means everything is doomed. Doomed, doomed, doomed. Because negative energy, it is strong and it works. And people do react to it. And that's it. And now everything is lost. And everything is inevitably going to be dark and heavy for the rest of everything. Is that true? Oh, yes, it's 100% true. Maybe it's not 100% true. Sometimes it can feel 100% true. And maybe at certain moments, like moments, it can be true. But I wonder, as much attention as I'm giving to all of this negative energy, am I giving equal energy and attention and consideration to the positive energy? Is it possible that my confidence level in positive versus a negative outcome could be because I'm forgetting to weigh all of the options and all of the facts and giving them equal value? Yes, that's possible. No, that's not possible. That could be very possible. Whether or not I have, up to this very moment, not given equal weight or equal value to all of the negative energy and all of the positive energy in this situation, I give myself permission to choose differently right now. I wonder, where would I have learned to give so much power to negative energy? Maybe it was from the people who raised me. Maybe it was from my school, my my neighborhood, my social circles, or other key places of my environment. And maybe they even had good intentions where they just wanted me to be careful. They just wanted me to be aware. I give myself permission to receive the positives of thinking this way and release all of the parts that don't fit, that aren't helpful. Because while it may be true to be aware of negativity, isn't it also true that there is a lot of power in recognizing positivity. Isn't it true that people seek out that feeling? They get emotional when they have that feeling. When they watch a video of a baby snuggling a cat, that's such a small example of just a sweet, positive moment. Yet it's touching. That's powerful. And yes, fear is too, anger is too, but so is hope, and so is empowerment, so is joy, so is trust. And maybe what I'm doing is offering a smaller version of positivity and something that doesn't feel quite so ground moving and life altering. But isn't it also true that there are so many stories of people who have said moments like that have literally changed their life, where someone took the time to smile or say hello or ask how they were doing? There is profound strength, even in small, positive gestures. I have profound strength in small, positive gestures. And that is true when I apply them externally and internally. That as I am kind to myself, I allow positivity to grow. As I am kind to others and place myself to be surrounded by those who also want to focus or at least give equal value to positive energy, it does make a difference. Even if it's not a huge gesture, small, positive thoughts and actions yield very positive results. So even though there is negative energy right now in my life, and I may or may not have the ability to shift it, to eradicate it, I do have the ability to give equal weight and value to my positive desires. And I trust that they do matter. This negative energy, my positive energy, my empowerment, my intentions, my value. And as I allow myself to find safety and positivity, and I allow that habit to form, I deeply and completely accept myself. Okay, pause, take a breath. Now take a moment and check in on how you felt before that tap and see if you feel different now. And if you feel lighter, more positive, just kind of an open space. Maybe there's a spot in your mind that's quiet now that felt more negative before. If you were yawning, sighing, crying, got shivers, got a hot flash, you got tired, your body wanted to shift and move. All of those are signs that your brain is saying, oh, yeah, no, I agree that looking at it this way makes more sense. Let's do this from now on. And now your brain will continue on forward with your new agreement. So good job with that. All right, we're going to do physical body next, but I saw some things come in. Okay, Joan, I can't post my explanation of gossip. Like it's not letting you post it? Like it's blocking you from posting it? I'm sorry. I'm probably taking you way too literally in what you mean by that. Curiosity, wow, this utilized mostly the very words I've been focusing on for the last week. Yay! Going on my repeat for going, yay, I'm so glad. Perfectionism definitely became a direct link. Okay. Feeling much lighter. Oh, yay. Actually laughed. Oh, I love it. I love it when laughing happens and tapping. It's such a fun release to experience. I think crying as a release is very soothing. But if you've never had like the hysterical laughing release, I don't know. I think it's fun. It doesn't happen for me very often, but I enjoy when it does. Okay, let's go ahead and jump right into physical body. So, and let's see, I don't remember who asked for Marie. Okay, for less sensitivity to wireless radiation. I don't think that we have tapped very specifically on like subtle overwhelms, like physical overwhelms, or like sensory stimulation overwhelm. So I'm going to make that kind of the broad area for this. So if the wireless radiation, it's not something that you've noticed yourself that you struggle with, or there's just something that's more prominent for you. Maybe you are extremely sensitive to smells and that just plagues you in your life. Maybe you have a sensory sensitivity and it's frustrating for you because you change your clothes all the time in order to try and make that happy. But now that creates more work for you, like housework, or you feel embarrassed that you have to change your clothes to feel good, like not giving yourself permission to have the experience that you do. Maybe you're finding difficulty in advocating for yourself, either because not a lot of studies exist, like it's just not collectively accepted yet, the sensitivity that you experience, or just people in your own circle, are like, oh my gosh, like you're just so sensitive, and really dismiss you in your very valid issue that you have. So the wording that I'm going to use for this, I'm going to go more with, I want to feel better. I want to feel better, even though I have this physical sensitivity. Okay. So go ahead and get into your mind what that is. It could be like you get headaches from the light or sound. Lots of ways to look at this. As I consider this physical sensitivity that I experience in my life, and I want to feel better than I do, I deeply and completely accept myself. Even though right now I know I'm struggling because of this physical sensitivity that exists for me, I still choose to deeply and completely accept myself. Even though right now, I experience physical outcomes that are difficult for me because of this sensitivity. And I really wish it would resolve. But I don't know how to get there. I still choose right now to deeply and completely accept myself. What does accepting myself have anything to do with my physical issue? What does it matter if I feel good about myself when I'm having these struggles, or I'm really frustrated and have a lot of negative feelings because I have these struggles? I still have these struggles, and that's not going to change. So, ah, tapping on accepting myself is pointless. It's useless, because what does it matter if I accept myself when what I need is protection? What I need are answers. What I need is for other people to be aware that this is an issue so that it can be fixed. Even if I do feel very strongly about all of these points and others, and they feel 100% true, I hold space. I hold space to be surprised of a way that deeply, completely accepting myself might make a difference. While it is true that this overwhelm, this ailment, the issue that is causing this response in my body comes from an external source that I may or may not have any control over adjusting, I wonder, is there any empowerment for me inside of my body? Is there any empowerment for me once I am affected? Nope, not at all. I'm just 100% a passive being where I don't get to make any decisions about anything once it comes into my body. I'm just at the whim of everything that comes at me. Do I really believe that? Does that feel true? Yes, absolutely, that feels true. It is true. So it feels true. No, maybe it's not true. I don't know. I wish it wasn't true. Whether or not right now I feel that that's 100% true, that I have no choice. Right now, I choose to hold space, to explore, and be curious about my own empowerment inside of my body. even if it's pointless, even if it's so silly. What harm could it be to just think about it, ponder it for just a few moments? I will do my best to hold space and just ponder. Well, okay, the inside of my body. What about it? Well, I guess the inside of my body is pretty powerful. I mean, it does a lot of things. It takes care of a lot of things that I don't direct. So there's some innate wisdom, and communication that happens that I don't direct. Okay. But what does that have to do with this? What does acknowledging that have to do with this input that is negative for me? Well, I wonder, what if I looked at this as an equation? Because I may not be able to stop this other influence that is negative for me from entering my space. But what if I made a concerted effort to also invite positive energy for me into my space? What if I combated this negative energy, not by trying to get rid of it and push it all out, because I can't? That's not a real option right now. But what if I simply made less space for it? Or I canceled some of it out because I'm actively also putting positive energy into my body. Well, what does that look like? Maybe it looks like positive energy of temperature, whether it's finding a heat source that feels soothing or a cooling source, and giving myself permission to gather whatever resource I need for that. Maybe it's a warm drink or a cold drink, a fan or a heater, a heating pad, an ice pack. Those are all options. And if it's soothing for me, then I'm creating some space for myself to be able to combat what I can't control better. Okay, what else can I do? Well, that has to do with touch. So, what can I do for sound? Even if sound is not the input that I'm struggling with, is there a way I can make it more soothing for my body? Maybe listening to music or doing sound canceling headphones or earbuds to have less input. Sure. What about sight? Maybe I could control the light sources that I have, maybe with sunglasses or by the actual lighting, maybe the color of the lighting. Maybe I would enjoy more of a warmer tone or a cooler tone of light, or a color changing light, something that flashes very gently through all colors of the rainbow. And maybe that's pleasing to me. That could feel good. Maybe taste. Maybe I allow myself something really delicious. Maybe I allot resources for a treat. And if not a treat, maybe just something delicious and healthy. And I consider that to be important. I consider these things to truly be important, so that as I continue to seek my long-term solution to this overwhelm, that I give my body the best chance it has to feel as good as it can in the meantime. And maybe as I come up with answers, it's not a 100% solution. But what if it's a 10% solution? I wouldn't mind to feel 10% better. What if it's a 20% solution? That's a significant difference. Maybe by allowing myself to be empowered to receive as much positive input as I can think of. And I can think of a lot because I'm really smart. And I know myself. That maybe I can have a positive influence up to 40% of an improvement. And while it's not likely to fix the problem 100%, I give myself permission to receive pieces of my solution, to be empowered, so that I may enjoy what I am able to control, so that I can spend more time on the things that I want rather than what I don't want. This physical input, this physical impact on my body, my physical impact on my body, my resources, my ideas, my ability, my solutions. And as I allow myself to seek out all of the ways that I can offer relief and support to my physical body, I deeply and completely accept myself. Tap just another few seconds. I feel like we need to integrate this just a little bit longer. Okay, pause and take a breath. Okay, now think back to how you felt about this physical issue before we tapped and how it feels now. And if you feel a release in your body, if you feel some relief, if you feel more empowered, if you had some insight, some thoughts of things to try, all of those are signs that your brain has said, oh yeah, that totally makes sense. And let's start doing that as solutions. And now it will start to work with that for you from now on. So good job. Okay, we've got enough time for one more quick tap. So I'm going to go back to the chat. I had to make myself focus. That's feedback in itself. Oh, it won't post. That's so weird. I'm so sorry about that. I don't know why. I know that there are some settings on like proper language, but I don't know if there's like a word that it's flagging Because I don't know. Email it to me. And we'll address it next week. And I'm sorry that that's happening for you. Serena, I loved it. Help me experience a little bit of why I'm stuck. Oh, good. Oh, good. Yay. Hi, Dr. Scott. Keynote on how my physical can help improve sleep. Awesome. Alrighty. For this last little bit, let's do the focus on the perfectionism. And perfectionism is something that can go so deep. And I actually appreciate that we don't have a lot of time to tap on this, because I would love for you to experience how you can tap on something that is very big, very pervasive, kind of hard to grab a hold of necessarily, and still feel a shift in a short amount of time. And let me think of how I'm going to approach this. I want you to consider, if the word perfectionism is not ringing true for you, then considering a place in your life where you feel like you're lacking, where you don't feel confidence in, where maybe you have some, what's it called? When you're afraid people are going to find out that you're not really qualified for something, even though you are. One of you are going to say it, but where you don't feel competent, you don't feel intelligent. Imposter syndrome. Yep. Aha, Tanya, you wrote it. I didn't even look at it, but I felt the energy of it. Okay. And I see that you said you just sent me an email. Awesome. Thank you for that. But yeah, where you don't feel that you are enough and you're reaching to become enough in some way. Because that is the other way of saying perfectionism, right? I'm striving for this because I'm not yet there. Rather than saying or having the view of, I'm in a great place and I'm learning more and I'm reaching for more. And if you do feel like I'm not good enough, then those sound like very different things. It's like, no, that's not it. They're not the same, because of a lack of that value to find in yourself. Okay, let's tap on it. I'm not going to talk the whole time. So something that you feel lacking in, or you feel unseen in your life. Let's go ahead and start tapping. And I'm going to approach it from a point of risk. Okay? Go with me on this. As I consider this place in my life that I want to be better than it is, I deeply and completely accept myself. Even though I don't feel genuine when I say that I deeply and completely accept myself when I consider this area of my life, I still choose to try to deeply and completely accept myself anyway. Even though right now I don't feel like I meet the standard of where I should be in this place in my life, and that's not acceptable. I hold space for me to deeply and completely accept myself anyway. I can't, though. I can't accept myself right now in this place. It's not right. It's not right for me to do that. So if I accept myself as I am right now, then I'm wrong. And what I'm choosing is wrong. And I don't want to be wrong. Being wrong is bad. Being wrong is lonely. Being wrong means that I can be punished. I can be cast out. I can be hurt. So it is safer for me to reject myself until I have this. And it's okay. It's okay to reject myself. I mean, that means I'm striving for more, right? It means that I'm improving, that I want to improve. I'm just recognizing improvement, like a desire for improvement, right? Even if all of these words feel really justifiable and accurate, I hold space to discover a different perspective. I wonder, what am I risking if I did choose to fully accept myself right now? What is the risk in that? What is so scary and wrong about that? Well, I don't deserve it. Well, I will never get what I really want. Well, it will bring bad things to me because I'll be a bad person. Maybe I'm not even sure. It just doesn't feel right. Even if the reasons it feels risky for me to just accept myself right now are these or others, I still hold space for a different perspective. I wonder, have I ever tried? Have I ever tried just accepting myself? Like, really? Have I really tried? Not like made fun of myself for wanting to try or, like putting myself out there for like a half second and then going, see, that felt uncomfortable. I don't know. It didn't work. But have I really tried? Have I really tried? Yes. No. I don't know. I wonder what would really trying look like. I don't even know that I know how to accept myself, even if I wanted to try. Maybe what it looks like is the opposite of what I'm trying now. Maybe for every time I have a thought about how I want to be better, I also say to myself, okay, but I'm also really proud of where I am. I would like for that to be more polished. And I'm really proud of where it is now. I would have liked for today to go better, but I really acknowledge everything that I gave for it to be as good as it was. I wonder, is that scary? Is that risky? Or is it just new? And maybe new is okay. Maybe it's not okay. But maybe it's worth a try. And I can allow some space for this curiosity. It's okay for me to still reach for what I want. And it's okay for me to not try to feel falsely inflated about who I am right now. But maybe it's also okay to just try recognizing how hard I'm trying and how amazing that is and how much I've already achieved. And as I hold space for myself to just try, just give it a try. That every time I have a thought of what I want, I also acknowledge everything that I gave, everything that I have, everything that I've received. And if it feels good, I'll keep doing it. If not, I'll let it go. But whether or not this works for me, I give it permission to feel safe to try. And as I give it a go, I deeply and completely accept myself. Okay, pause on tapping and take a deep breath. And now just think real quickly. How did you feel about this issue? And now how do you feel about it? Did it feel like an insight for you of like, oh, yeah, no, that makes sense. I could give that a try. Whereas before it was like, no, did you have a shift in your mindset? Do you feel better in your body? Do you feel more relief? Do you feel more empowered? If so, those are signs that your subconscious brain said, this makes way more sense as a way to approach this. And now it's going to start collaborating with you in doing that from now on. So good job. And if that really spoke to you, tap on that more and build that connection with your subconscious brain with that. Alrighty. Thank you, Joyce, for that. What if I'm a fraud? Okay. I just wanted to make sure there weren't any last minute questions. Thank you so much for being with me this week for tapping. I hope that you have a wonderful time. And if you don't have a wonderful time, I hope that you know that you are not alone, that I think of you, that others at EFT Universe think about you. We talk about you. We send out good vibes and lots of love. And I'm always here for you to email. And yeah, you've got a community and you're valued and you matter. Have a wonderful week. I will post a video on Friday and I hope I get to see you next Tuesday. Mwah. Much love.